For a week, Bryson DeChambeau refused to answer one question. Then on Monday, he answered a completely different one, and his answer was a date in December, a country on the other side of the world, and a tournament he has never played in his life. The question he did not answer began on August 12, 2026, when Mikayla Demaiter posted a set of photographs to her social media accounts. The images, posted August 12, showed Demaiter posing in front of an open closet containing multiple Crushers GC caps among rows of shoes and clothing. The caps were the detail that mattered. Crushers Golf Club is the LIV Golf team captained by Bryson DeChambeau, and within hours the photographs had been circulated across X and Instagram by fans building a timeline. That timeline began the previous week at LIV Golf New York, played at Trump National Golf Club Bedminster. Mikayla Demaiter was photographed at the tournament wearing a LIV Golf guest pass around her neck. A Crushers Golf Club cap then appeared in the background of a post taken in her hotel room during that same week. Bryson DeChambeau and Mikayla Demaiter follow one another on Instagram, a detail fans repeatedly pointed to. On Sunday, she shared a picture of an oceanside golf course on her Instagram story. The reaction was immediate. "Is she at Bryson's house?" one fan asked on X. Another wrote, "Taken by Bryson DeChambeau." Neither DeChambeau nor Demaiter has confirmed or denied a relationship. No statement has come from either side, and no representative for either has commented. For now, the connection between DeChambeau and Demaiter remains speculation. Mikayla Demaiter is 26 years old, a Canadian model, digital creator, and former ice hockey goaltender. She played for the Blue Water Hawks in Ontario's Provincial Women's Hockey League before a severe knee injury ended her playing career at the age of 19. She has since built a following of more than 3 million on Instagram and 1.2 million on X, largely around lifestyle, fashion, and fitness content. She previously dated Curtis Gabriel, a former forward in the National Hockey League. Bryson DeChambeau is 32 years old. DeChambeau has largely kept his personal life private throughout his career. He dated registered nurse Sophia Phelan Bertolami from 2018 to 2020. His last confirmed relationship was with former University of Texas golfer Hunter Nugent, and that separation was confirmed by Hunter Nugent in September 2022. He has also been linked to golfer and influencer Lilia Schneider since the two were seen together at a LIV Golf event in Chicago in 2022, though that relationship was never confirmed either. So the personal question stayed open. The professional one did not. What Bryson DeChambeau actually confirmed this week was not a relationship. It was a tournament entry, and that entry says more about the state of professional golf than any photograph does. On August 17, 2026, Bryson DeChambeau posted a video alongside Gary Player, the 90-year-old South African who hosts the Nedbank Golf Challenge. In it, the two announced that Bryson DeChambeau would play the event this year. "I am absolutely delighted that Bryson will compete in this year's Nedbank Golf Challenge," Gary Player wrote. "The South African crowds loved watching him play earlier this year, and it is wonderful to welcome him back to our incredible country." He added, "Bryson's passion, power, and commitment to the game continue to inspire fans around the world. Bryson is a true global champion of golf. I know he will receive a very special welcome at Sun City, and I look forward to seeing how the new and improved Gary Player Country Club challenges his game." The Nedbank Golf Challenge will be played from December 3 to 6, 2026 at Gary Player Country Club in Sun City in South Africa's Northwest Province. It is co-sanctioned by the DP World Tour and the Sunshine Tour. And this will be the 44th edition of the tournament. Christopher Rydon is the defending champion, having won by a single shot last year, and he returns seeking to become the 8th player in the tournament's history to successfully defend the title. Bryson DeChambeau was announced as one of the first 5 players in the field. The others are Justin Rose, the highest ranked at 12 in the world, Christopher Rayton, South Africa's Casey Jarvis, who is 23 and arrives following back-to-back victories on the DP World Tour, and Marco Penje, who won 3 times on the DP World Tour in 2025 and was named winner of the Seve Ballesteros Players Player of the Year award for that season. The announcement also confirmed the most significant course changes in the tournament's history. Bryson DeChambeau explained his reason for entering in his own words. South Africa has given so much to the game of golf, and so has Mr. Player. Gary Player is such a force for good, and that inspires me. It's an honor for me to play in South Africa again, a country I really enjoy. I've been privileged to have won Jack Nicklaus's tournament and Arnold Palmer's tournament, and now I want to win Gary Player's tournament, and I can't wait to play in the Nedbank Golf Challenge, he said. The context behind that entry is the part fans were not discussing. It's a notable addition to DeChambeau's schedule for a number of reasons, but particularly because it's his first confirmed start outside LIV Golf as he gets set to become a free agent next week. Unlike many of his European colleagues on LIV Golf, Bryson DeChambeau has not played other DP World Tour events in recent years. His last start on that tour was the 2022 JP McManus Pro-Am 4 years ago. The 2026 LIV Golf season closes in Indianapolis from August 20 to 23. The team championship that was scheduled for the Cardinal at St. John's in Michigan from August 27 to 30 was canceled, which moved the finale forward and shortened the season. Every player on LIV Golf now faces uncertainty about their future, but for the sport's biggest impending free agent, Bryson DeChambeau, the timing of LIV's apparent collapse has thrown a serious wrench in his plans. The original expectation was that Bryson DeChambeau would enter this offseason holding significant leverage. He could either force LIV Golf into a large guaranteed contract to keep him or push the PGA Tour for favorable terms to bring him back. Instead, DeChambeau now finds himself with little in the way of leverage against either tour given LIV's questionable at best financial situation as he gets set to hit golfing free agency. He has voiced hope that a future exists in which he could play both LIV Golf and the PGA Tour. But there is little reason to believe the PGA Tour will move away from its position that players must choose one. One reported development complicates the picture. The DP World Tour announced that it will not allow LIV Golf players to appear in its events after 2026 with fines and suspensions attached. The Nedbank Golf Challenge falls inside 2026 in the first week of December, which places Bryson DeChambeau's entry inside that window rather than outside it. His 2026 results explain why this offseason matters. Bryson DeChambeau missed the cut at the Masters, the PGA Championship, and the United States Open. He then finished tied for 14th at the Open Championship in July. That week was derailed by a 2-shot penalty in the second round for inadvertently improving the area of his intended swing. The penalty moved him from 7 under par, 1 shot out of the lead ahead of Saturday's third round, to 5 under par and a tie for 5th. No, it was a good fight. I wish I would have given it more on Saturday and Sunday, he said at the time. DeChambeau tied for 38th individually at Bedminster, though his Crushers GC team claimed the title, the club's 11th tournament win in league history. DeChambeau's last individual win came at LIV Golf Singapore in March. Bryson DeChambeau is not the only star weighing an exit. On August 17, 2026, the Tee Times account on X reported that Indianapolis would be Jon Rahm's last event with the league, with a deal struck in recent weeks. According to Tee Times, Rahm will play LIV Indianapolis as his final LIV event before returning to the PG, a tour ahead of 2027. The reported conditions are steep. Jon Rahm would pay a $25 million fine donated to charity. He would complete a public apology, including an announcement confirming his separation from LIV Golf and a return to traditional golf. He would not be eligible for PGA Tour's signature events unless he qualified through his own performance, and he would be barred from receiving sponsor exemptions into them. The comparison point is Brooks Koepka, who returned in December. Brooks Koepka used the PGA Tour's returning member program on the strength of his 2023 PG. A championship win, agreed to a $5 million charity donation, gave up his PGA Tour Enterprises equity for 5 years, and accepted restricted playing rights. The figure reported for Jon Rahm is 5 times larger. Jon Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, and Cameron Smith all had access to that same program, and all 3 declined the offer before the February deadline. PG. A tour commissioner, Brian Rolap, said once the door closes, there is no promise that this path will be available again. Golf Week columnist Eamon Lynch wrote on Monday, "No one around the tour thinks Rahm will be offered the terms Koepka accepted, and many believe he'd be asked to pay stiffer financial penalties, accept restricted playing privileges, and perhaps even apologize." The exact reason for a possible apology remains unclear. The same report stated that Legion C general manager Jeff Ogilvy has been working to secure a similar arrangement for Tyrrell Hatton and that no agreement has been reached. The report is disputed. Joel Beal of Golf Digest posted that reports about Jon Rahm striking a deal to return to the PG. A tour are inaccurate/premature at this point. The Tee Times account responded that it's believed to be an agreement reached between parties, though it can't be formalized because Rahm is still under contract with LIV. It added that the PGA Tour cannot approach him directly because of potential tortious interference, and that this gives the tour reason to downplay the discussions. It's hard to know what to trust, but given LIV's substantive issues and uncertainty, it wouldn't be surprising if Rahm and his team are looking to get him back on the PGA Tour as soon as possible. Jon Rahm joined LIV Golf in December 2023. The value of that contract has been reported at $300 million, $350 million, and up to $500 million depending on the outlet. Rahm made an immediate mark after his move to LIV Golf ahead of the 2024 season. He captained Legion CE and led the team to victory at LIV Golf Mayakoba in its first event. He won the individual title in 2024, 2025, and 2026. His 3 straight season titles made him the first player to achieve the feat in LIV Golf history. Across his first 30 individual events, he recorded 4 tournament wins, 17 top 5 finishes, and 9 top 10 results, and he did not finish outside the top 11 until after the 2026 title was already secured. He tops the LIV Golf career money list with more than $90.8 million in on-course earnings. This season alone, he has earned more than $18 million in tournament prize money and another $6 million for winning the individual title. He secured that 3rd crown at LIV Golf New York after building an unbeatable lead over Bryson DeChambeau. In May 2026, Jon Rahm cleared outstanding fines worth $4.7 million with the European Tour. In January, he said, "I'm not planning on going anywhere." In May, he said he had multiple years remaining on his contract and did not see many ways out at that stage. He is now among LIV's largest unpaid creditors, owed millions in deferred compensation. The reason both men are moving is the same. LIV Golf finds itself in this predicament because in April, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia decided to pull all future funding of the league, after spending 4 years burning billions of dollars. Chairman Yasser Al-Rumayyan also stepped down from the league's board as part of that decision. The scale of the spending was extraordinary. LIV Golf spent over $100 million per month and, in 2024, lost $590.1 million in its United Kingdom-based entity alone, excluding United States operations. Chief Executive Scott O'Neill had admitted before all of this that the league would not become profitable for at least 5 to 10 years. The league then went shopping for outside investment, seeking $250 million to $300 million. On August 5, 2026, Scott O'Neill confirmed at Trump National Bedminster that a lead investor had been signed and approved by the board, with terms expected to be finalized in September. Notably, our next chapter will make our players the majority equity holders in LIV Golf, a first for a major global sports league, and gives the league the foundation to keep growing the game worldwide, he said. He also said of the season finale, "Indianapolis will be a fitting finale for the league as fans have known it and the starting point for what we believe it can become." The restructured league, described as LIV 2.0, would host 10 tournaments rather than 14, 5 domestic and 5 international. The current $30 million purses would drop. Players would be allowed to compete on other tours while regaining commercial rights to their name, image, and likeness. The immediate evidence runs against that confidence. Golf journalist Josh Carpenter wrote, as of Monday night, some LIV golfers were still awaiting payment from the league's most recent event at Trump Bedminster, which concluded Aug. 9. Players typically have been paid the Tuesday or Wednesday following a tournament. The purse for Indianapolis is now expected to fall short of $30 million. And the league pulled its planned post-round entertainment there, citing unavoidable changes. The league has also struggled to pay other vendors and players, forcing its marquee stars to explore other options. Ian Poulter, one of the first players to leave for LIV Golf, set out the deadline plainly. "I think time might run out. There is a hard deadline, I think, of September 1st. There are 4 weeks to find $300 million when they were still looking for an investor," he said. One further claim, reported by a single outlet, is that BC Capital attached a clause requiring the league to retain its star players before it sanctions the agreed funding, meaning that if those stars leave, the offer could be withdrawn. That is the trap. Sarah Foss, global head of legal and restructuring at Debtwire, described the standoff. "You need these players. You need them to continue on. It's not like you can just say, well, we'll get some new golf stars to join us. That's not likely to happen. I think this is probably being heavily negotiated. One party doesn't have the upper hand. They both are going to need each other." Reports have also suggested the league may file for bankruptcy in the United States, which would formally convert players still owed contract money into creditors. So while fans spent the week studying a closet photograph, Bryson DeChambeau was booking a flight to South Africa, because in December it may be one of the few places he is guaranteed a tee time. When the Nuclear Golf account announced his entry, it described him as a YouTube golf star. Broadcaster Luke Elvey replied, "YouTube golf star LOL. I think multiple major champion or one of the game's best players is a more apt description. The fall and winter are rarely exciting times in the golf world, but 2026 figures to be an exception with LIV Golf's scramble to restructure, DeChambeau's free agency, Jon Rahm's future if LIV Golf declares bankruptcy, and how the PGA Tour plays its cards with two of the sport's top stars.